Hello. Today we're going to be doing an automation on social media automation. We're going to be automating our content for our social media platforms. We're going to be using Facebook and LinkedIn for our social media accounts, and we are going to be using Make.com for this automation. Now, a quick guide through our workflow. We'll be using Google Sheets, that is simply from uh, our drive. As you can see, I have a spreadsheet over here. This is the spreadsheet that we'll be using. Uh, we have these other modules. We have OpenAI, which we'll be using to generate our content. We have Facebook and LinkedIn, which are simply our social media pages. We have two Google Sheets accounts over here. Uh, that's simply what we are going to be using to update our main Google Sheet. Now we're going to begin by creating a new workflow. This is simply a page on Mac. We're going to be fetching our information from a Google Sheet. So we have to be searching rows from a Google Sheet. For now, I'll be using this Google Sheet. I'll share with you a copy of it. A quick run through it. We have four four columns over here. We have content idea, Facebook content, LinkedIn content, and a control column. We'll be giving our content ideas on this particular page, and we have our control column over here. That is, we are simply going to be using it to control our flow. Now, this control column has four sections. We have generate content, ready for review, create a post, and posting done. Yeah, we have generate content, we have ready for review, we have create a post, and we have posting done. Now, how does this particular spreadsheet relate to our workflow? We'll be having our content ideas of the post that you like to generate on our first column. On the workflow, we already have our first module, which is Google Sheets. You can authenticate to your Drive by clicking on the sign in with Google and following the next procedures on it. You're going to select from your Drive spreadsheet ID. From my end over here, I'm using this particular spreadsheet. You can just paste search the name over there, and now I have it over there. The sheet name, I'm going to be using sheet 1, which is simply this sheet 1 over here. It's our sheet that we're going to be using it. I'll go back to my workflow. I already have sheet 1. I'm going to add something over here called a filter. Now, this filter is because we are doing two processes. We have one, which is generating our content first over here, and then two will be to post on our social media accounts. I can explain that furthermore over here. This our workflow that we're using before. You can see we have two different parts for generation of the content, and two is for creating a post. Now, generating of the content will give us an opportunity to be able to create the content and have it on a particular spreadsheet, so that we're able to review what it has generated. If we are okay with it, we can be able to post it back on our social media accounts. Now, we have a filter over here. We are going to be using a control column to manage this kind of workflow. Our first control column will be doing what is generating contents. I'm going to save that. Now I'm going to have my idea on the spreadsheet. Uh, Let me see, the dawn of AI. I'll have my control panel layer to generate content. This specifies to the workflow that it all has to generate content. Now let's just check if we're able to fetch what is from the spreadsheet. You can right click on this, then click on run this module only. As you can see, it has picked a content idea, and control column D is specifying the workflow that it all has to generate content. Now let's proceed to generation of the content itself. We're going to be using OpenAI, and we are going to be using a generator completion as a as a role to the OpenAI. Now, you need to have a paid plan for your Open for you to have an OpenAI API key. You need to have a pro account, not a free account. So you're going to click on Add Again. You're going to go to OpenAI, paste your OpenAI key, paste it over here, and then click on Save. Uh, a model is created chat completion. Model, you can choose the most efficient model for you. For me, I'm going to be using 4.1 mini nano system, this one. Now from here, click on your toggle for the advanced settings. You're going to specify to for what it has to return. It has to return JSON objects. Pass JSON response, click on yes. We now come to add message. This is where we have to give a system prompt to our OpenAI on what it has to do. We're going to tell it its role is to be a developer of the system. Then you have to paste a prompt on it. I'm going to paste this already made prompt, which I'm going to share with. I'm going to scroll to the bottom part of it where you have this content idea A. Now, how do you get this? You come and click on this particular part and drag it over here. That's where you have your content idea. Then click save on that particular. Now we're going to run this module again after we've saved everything on it. Right click on it, run this module only, click on OK. Now you can see that there's some content that's been generated here by our OpenAI module. It has given us content to be used on Facebook and content to be used on LinkedIn. Now, we need this information to go back to our Google Sheet. What do? We add another module, Google Sheet. Its function is to update error. Method you're going to use search by path from your drive. You're still going to use the same spreadsheet that you're using. You can search it, copy that, and search over here. Our sheet name is sheet 1. Then you have row number. We'll be fetching row number from our first spreadsheet, depending on the role that we gave it. So you're going to have row number, and drop it over there. You can see we have the values, Facebook content. We're going to fetch the result from Facebook content. We have LinkedIn content. We're going to fetch the result from LinkedIn post content. Then control column D is now what will be used to update this spreadsheet after we have generated content for it. So you're going to tell it after you have generated content, I'll have to review the content to know if I'm satisfied with the content, so that you can go to proceed the next step. So you type here ready for review, just as you had in your drop down over here on the control column. I'll come back over here, click on save. Now we have to save this workflow. Then I'm going now to run these ones. Now let's go back over here. You can see our content has been updated on our Google Sheets, but we are still on generated content. So let me do that again to check why it didn't. Nice. Now you can see we have ready for review. Now, once you're satisfied that the content that has been generated over here is okay, we'll now continue to the second part of the workflow. What does the second part of the workflow do? The second part of the workflow will be to create a post. Now, we are going to add something on this particular workflow called a router. You come and right click over there, then you simply add a router. Now, a router is used to define more than one path for your workflow. Just click on it and you see it has now a second path over here. Now, for clarity, let's name this part so that we are clear on it. Set up a filter, label. I'll use this as generate content. What's the condition? Our condition is based on control column D equals to you're generating content. Click save on that. Now, on our second path, we need first to update our Google Sheet over here by adding another rule. Our rule will be based still on control column D, but what is the function of it? Our function of it is to create a post. Click save on that. Come back to our second path, set up a filter, label, create a post. Our condition still be based on control column D, which is equals to create a post. Then save on that. Now, what next we're going to be doing is now to engage our social media accounts. We're going to be using Facebook pages to create our post. You come and select on create a post. You already have over there. You'll just do your authentication as usual. Click on add and connect to your Facebook account. As you can see, waiting for the authorization. But since mine was already okay, I'll cancel that. Document. It gives this because my Facebook is already connected to this particular account. I'll close on that. My page is Crisp AI. That's from my Facebook account. Our post caption, we are going to be picking it from our Facebook content over there. You're simply going to save that one. Next, we're going to add our LinkedIn page. We're going to create a user text post for LinkedIn. Content, will be picking it from LinkedIn content. Save that particular module. Now, before we run this workflow again, on our spreadsheet, we are currently under create a post. Now, after a post has been created, we need this particular part of our spreadsheet to update and tell us that posting has been done. Now, go back. We need to add another Google Sheet. Its function is to update a row. Choose file. Our sheet name is still sheet 1. Our row number, we have to pick it from here. Now, our Facebook content and our LinkedIn content will be auto-populated on the spreadsheet. Our control column, it has to specify to our file that posting done. We need to click save on that. Now, let's run. Before you run our workflow, you can see over here, it's on create post. Let's go back, run it again. Nice, let's go back. As you can see here, it has said posting done. Now let's confirm that on our Facebook page. You can see just now the dawn of AI is transforming how we work, communicate, and innovate. That's simply what we just have over here. That's how we've just taken an idea on a spreadsheet and gave it to our make.com, and it has generated for us our post, and it has gone ahead and posted it on our Facebook. That's just how simple our automation for today is.